Watch out if your enemy's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he goes mean. He gets caught real big, pissed off quick, and if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the score, never getting bored. That's the blood and gore. Always wanting more freedom from the source. They don't really listen until they feel the force of hard in. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness. Torn apart quick, you let scars rip, you'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it.
We pledge to you that we will root out the communists, Marxists, fascists, and the radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. I said, no, they're not humans. They're not humans. They're animals. I'll use the word animal because that's what they are. You got to get these people back where they came from. You have no choice. You're going to lose your culture. You're going to lose your country. Does anybody believe in genes? Do you guys believe in genetics?
A murderer, I believe this. It's in their genes. And we got a lot of bad genes in our country right now.
It's the enemy from within, all the scum that we have to deal with that hate our country. I am your retribution. I am your retribution.
Ah, yeah. Oddly similar. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Derp State. I am your host, Jeremy Baker, with my co-host, comedian James Russell. And we have a lot to talk about. Holy shit, it's been a busy week. Even with all the live streaming I've been doing and all the shows that we've been doing and all the videos we've been making, there's still more to talk about.
Somehow, somewhere.
Yeah, crazy. Bad news, sad news, tragic news. Joe Biden has been diagnosed with terminal cancer that they just found out about. The right wing somehow is saying it's not, that he's lying about having cancer. It's a fucking cover up. We'll get into that. I'm not even kidding. Like actual members of Congress are saying this. Donald Trump's own children are saying this. Donald Trump is throwing a massive, weird temper tantrum on Truth Social. Republicans passed a secretive late night bill that will gut Medicaid, destroy food stamps, and leave millions of people without health insurance and food to feed their families. They don't care. And Donald Trump is very happy about it. So is Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'll show you her post here in a little bit. The Unfuck America tour is completely fucked at this point. I don't know if you guys caught them on Twitter or know who they are. They were a tour that was supposed to be combating the right and going to college campuses where like Charlie Kirk would go to battle the misinformation and to debate him in front of the college students. It got derailed once because the, I guess, organizer or funder of it was caught up in a little bit of racist or some racist comments.
He did a light racism.
A little racism on
a little
TikTok
sprinkle of racism.
So then they try to revive the tour and then end up doing some racist shit again, which I'll show you the video from the TikTok live. It is unbelievably insane how lost some of these left-wing creators are. Truly, you guys are fucking embarrassing. I'm sorry, I'm cursing a lot. It's only been 3 minutes and 40 seconds into the show, but
it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, some of us are about the cause. Some of y'all are about the clicks, and that's the problem. I know, I just made that up. That was actually pretty good. Midwest Americans, a lot of them have lost everything. People have passed away as a result of massive tornadoes that have hit several states. Donald Trump has yet to even make a comment about it. He's too busy
doing his stock trades,
talking about investigating Oprah and Joe Biden's auto pen to worry about Americans. Like, what are you thinking? And then finally, America's credit rating has been downgraded for the first time since 1917, and the stated cause is the government's inability to govern. And in case you wonder whose fault that is, look at the GOP's voting record for the last 2 years. And look at all the hearings they've held and what they've been focused on, like Hunter Biden's dick pics and his laptop and Joe Biden's, the car loan that he gave to his brother. Like, they wanted to impeach him over a car loan that he gave to his own brother. And Donald Trump's out there accepting $400 million jets. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's fine.
No
that's
big
cool.
deal. Yeah.
What are we even talking about here? All right, so let's get into it. Thank you guys for joining us. Big announcements. Well, one, I've decided that we will not have CFH Unfiltered from My Touch Network on this show because he is part of the Unfuck America tour, and I will not platform racist. I'm not calling him a racist, but I will not platform people that platform racists. I refuse to do it. That is not what we are about. We are 100% unapologetically anti-racist. And for fuck's sake, stop trying to convert MAGA. Stop it. You're wasting your time. Core MAGAs will never change. Now, there are people that voted for Trump that know they fucked up.
Yeah,
but the people that voted for Donald Trump 3 times, you're not going to change their mind. Yeah. They've been voting for Donald Trump for 12 years. Stop it. You're wasting time. You're wasting money that none of us have. Okay? We don't have this time and we don't have the money for you guys to be worried about getting clickbait and viral clips as opposed to actually being down with the cause. You're more worried about the optics than the actual result.
Yeah. It really kind of smacks of centrism because there's always this idea of like, oh, let's go for the middle voters. Let's go for this. Let's go for the people that are undecided. And it's like, it's not that simple. People that are voting 3 times for Trump are going to keep voting. Like they didn't learn their lessons, whether it's January 6th, whether Nazis are fine people, whether it's COVID crashing the economy, whether it's the terrorists now crashing the economy. They're not going to learn. No. But the people that are reachable are these folks that did vote for Trump and are like, you know what? They've got buyer's remorse. Those are folks that you can reach, or the folks that have never voted. Give them a fucking reason to vote and give them things like forgiving student loans and amnesty for the fucking immigrants that built this goddamn country and are living in the shadows and Medicare for all. Give them a fucking reason to vote.
Right. Yeah. All they're doing so far is they've imported racist white people from South Africa, and they've also imported cartel leaders.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Donald Trump and his administration have imported El Chapo's family, one of the most notorious cartel families, actual murderers and rapists, the ones they said they want to get rid of. Like, that was the whole thing. We want to get rid of the murderers and the rapists that are attacking our suburban white women. But now you're importing actual cartel members, and MAGA's fucking silent. And the news is silent. I haven't heard shit on the news about it. It is driving me insane.
If they're murderers and rapists, they're going to fit right in with January 6 people. They're just going to bunk right up with them. They'll do perfect.
They are. You know, I watched a video on TikTok today that made total sense. Like, Donald Trump actually makes sense. We live in a world where Kim Kardashian is now helping get laws passed.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can find pictures of her with Donald Trump. Like, this is the reality that we live in. She's only famous because she made a sex tape with Ray J, and that everybody wanted to know who she was. That is the only reason she became famous. And now we're letting people like this help make laws. That is insane. Okay, so all right, we got a lot to talk about. First, we're going to talk about the Unfuck America tour because I'm pissed. I'm pissed. These guys had a golden opportunity to do some good in this, and they're going to be the reasons we don't have a movement at all. They are going to be the reason people lose faith in everything that's going on because they see people like this that are just on TikTok live, you know, trying to get gifts and stuff like this. What are you even doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you even on TikTok live to begin with, talking about organizing this stuff and trying to convert MAGAs? But the reason I want to show this video, the girl who is running this, her name is Mercedes Chandler. Some of you may have heard of her. She is a former MAGA, okay? Former MAGA and member of the LGBTQ community. Okay, who has recently converted. Apparently, from what I've gathered, she just didn't want to grift off the right anymore, so she decided to change it up and then grift off the left. And her whole pitch is, I'm going to convert MAGAs with love and care. Fuck off with that shit. You don't love and care for Nazis? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, are you guys brain damaged? Seriously, I'm probably going to get heat for saying all this shit, but seriously. So anyway, she brings on a bunch of creators. And I don't know the whole thing because the live was like 4 hours long. But one of the people they platform was this guy named Ray Ray, and they are saying Ray Ray's a former MAGA. He's all healed and better, and he's with us on the left. Well, Good Trouble, another creator on TikTok who everybody should definitely follow, gets on the live and does this, and you should see the reaction. But this is just the people they are platforming, and why I don't want to be associated with people that platform this.
An hour and a half ago, you asked me if I was going to do it out of love and like have a nice cordial conversation, and the answer is yes, but not for this. It's for the love of like other communities who are deeply affected by shit like this. If you can give me the big box, I don't know if you know how to do that.
I don't know.
No, okay. I'm just gonna show you this. I'm gonna play it because I think it's important. And it's important, I think, also because maybe you don't know this sort of like, to Snow's point, you might think that you're like playing with kid gloves, but coddling this shit is really bad.
Talking about 100 men versus one gorilla, who would win? Bitch, I'm a gorilla. I'm gonna put it to you like this. Not only would I unalive all 100 men that come my way, I will attend their funerals and take their woman from them afterwards. You ain't never heard that once you go silverback, you never go back? Well, hell, I might want to think about this. I might do even worse. I'll keep you alive, but I'll rip your bananas off, okay? Like Lorena Bobbitt. And then I will take your woman. What do you call a picture of me with my arm around your girl smiling like this? That's called gorilla cheese. One of y'all gonna have a wife named Manila. I'm gonna take her. We gonna call that Gorilla in Manila.
Yeah.
What in the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah, that was one of the creators
fuck?
on exactly. Yeah, that's
Who
who
also
they're
would think that
platforming.
that's a good filter to make. Like,
I know you
were
look
going to make something like
ridiculous.
that and think that, people aren't going to use it for bad things. Like,
Yeah,
who was
and
the
then he
first person that came up with the gun? It's like, oh, this is perfectly fine. Nothing going to come of that.
Yeah, and then he makes a reference to Shaq as if he's Shaq's cousin. So then and then when he gets called out about it, he gets very defensive. He's like, "I'm not apologizing. Oh, well, wait till I see you on the street." Blah blah blah. Typical MAGA snowflake defensiveness. They get called out on their racist bullshit, and then they want to act like they're the victims.
Cry bullying.
Exactly like Donald Trump does. I'm the victim until I don't want to be the victim. But when it's attack me, oh God, I didn't do anything wrong.
I'm in pain.
I know. How could you possibly say these things about me? But yeah, we will not have him. As much as I respect the Midas Touch Network, and as much as I respect the fact that he is a former combat sniper, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be associated with anything to do with that tour.
I'm also,
and I'm not going to have any of the people that were on it on my show.
I'm also a little weirded out that everyone on that live stream was just sitting there like, they were like,
I know, right?
Dead behind the eyes. It's like, maybe it's okay to show a reaction because this is bad shit. Like, why y'all just not even a deer in headlights? They were just like,
I know, especially the host. He just sit there like
trying to
it was no big
concentrate
deal.
on taking a pee. That's what it looked like. Like, there's something happening here. Have a reaction because this is not okay. I don't understand. That was really weird.
Yeah, and they're missing the plot altogether. Even this, there's a speaking event happening, and it's a bunch of left-wing creators, but they're all white. They're all white, and they're going around trying to talk about racism and all that shit, which is good. White people should, and I wish they would do it more often, speak out against racism.
Mm-hmm.
But the only person of any color on the panel is Cory Booker.
Oh God, who just today voted for Kushner,
right?
Kushner's father's nomination. Like, and what in the fuck are the Democrats doing? He's the one Democrat that voted for this guy. You couldn't, show some unity. He's always talking about like bipartisanship. Fuck bipartisanship. How about supporting what actually matters? Your people, like our country. This makes no fucking sense.
Not at all. Not at all. So yeah, unfortunately, I was really excited. I had been messaging the guy for a couple months trying to get him on the show. He committed to doing it. And then this happened. And I'm like, nope. I will not sacrifice the integrity of this show for anybody. I don't give a shit how many followers you have. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I have to stand on business on this one.
And that sniper. So the guy in that gorilla video is this old sniper.
No.
MAGA.
No. The former MAGA guy was not the former sniper. He was actually below Ray in that, but he was on there, and he's been getting very defensive about the whole situation the last few days. His reaction has not been good. So I'm staying away from it, not touching it with the 10-foot pole. Sorry.
Okay.
Not sorry. I'm not sorry.
Yeah. I just don't understand
You should
what
know who
the
your
thought
platform
process is for doing something like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, we have no budget, and we vet people better than these guys who have massive platforms and massive amounts of money coming in from these platforms. And they can't do a simple vet. They couldn't go through this guy's TikTok page and go, maybe we shouldn't have this guy on this live.
Yeah.
How hard
Who was
would
the
that
guy
have
in
been?
that video, though? What's that guy's name then?
His name is Ray, the guy that was doing. Wait, which one? The one that was
That
showing
did
the
gorilla
video?
The guy that did the gorilla video.
That guy's name was Ray.
That
He's
was
on
Ray.
TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he did that
he was-
recently too, because that whole
It was,
100 Men
it was like
versus
a few
gorilla.
days ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
what
still
the-
doing MAGA content. That's the thing. He's still making MAGA content, bitching about the left and all this other shit. So he's not a converted MAGA. He's just a fucking MAGA grifter. You know what I'm saying? They all are. And I'm tired of y'all. I'm serious. I'm going to snap on one of y'all. If y'all don't stop with this shit, we're not going to have we're not going to have a cause. We're not going to have a movement. That's what I'm saying. You guys don't understand what's at stake, obviously, because you're doing dumb shit like this. You obviously don't get it.
Yeah.
So get it through your fucking heads. Get down with the cause or get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
Please. We have work to do. And we don't need this kind of setback.
Yeah, because it's the asymmetry of it all. Because like MAGA can be a bunch of goons and goofballs and morons and liars and frauds and cheaters. It doesn't matter to them because they don't actually have values. They don't actually have principles. But unfortunately not unfortunately, but the left, they actually believe in the shit that they're trying to pass. So then when they have stuff like this comes in and just completely disrespects it, people lose faith and people lose they lose faith in the ideas and in the movement. So yeah, I agree.
Exactly. And this is why people don't want to donate, is because
That too.
They're afraid this shit is bullshit. So like people like us who are actually doing the work and being boots on the ground, not just doing this for likes and clicks. You know what I mean?
The true believers.
Yeah, we have a hell of a time raising money, and it gets harder when stuff like this happens because then they see us, a couple white guys talking against racism, and they're going to automatically be like, "Oh, it's just another one of those MAGA grifters." You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are damaging so much, and you don't even realize it. You're just worried about your own reputations, and it's pissing me off. Okay, I had to get that out of the way, but thanks for going through my rant there. All right, so let's talk about some other stuff. Some good news. Plantation burned down.
Yay!
That was great.
Had to get that in
somehow
there.
the service house didn't burn down, though. What the fuck? We couldn't get rid of that one, too? We couldn't just finish it off? Like,
Wait, whose house burned down?
No, the service house is still there.
But isn't that like where the staff live? I mean, that's a good thing, I would think, right?
It is, but you know what I mean? Plantation, fucking just the history of it.
Might as well just get rid of it all.
Just burn it all down, dude. I used to live in South Carolina, man. They would take you tours on places that used to be plantations.
Yeah.
It's just weird. So what happened? Let's look. America's largest remaining antebellum mansion burns down in a devastating fire. Randolph first arrived in Louisiana in 1841 and began planting cotton, but ultimately shifted to sugarcane, according to the LSU Scholarly Repository. The Scholarly Repository article also notes that the mansion was named Nottoway after the county in Virginia where his ancestors lived. The 64-room mansion was built by John Hamden Rudolph in the late 1850s. That's crazy. Yeah, I started with the middle paragraph, but you guys get the point. Several trees over 100 years old, several more than 120 years old. That's crazy. Yeah, I can't believe I made it this long without getting burned down, to be honest with you.
Right.
Yeah, I just hate that we try and preserve that part of our history. We should just get rid of it all.
Yeah, especially, I remember
everything that represented it, everything.
I can't remember what museum I was in, but it showed, maybe it was the Smithsonian. I can't remember, but it had the collars they'd put on the slaves coming on the ship, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a 4 barbed, it goes on your neck, and then there's 4 barbs on it.
Yeah.
So that then they can't, you can't lay down, you can't sleep, because your head is like this, or it's like whatever. And it's like, what in the, Like the whole point that they had these slaves for was so they could do work, right? So why would you put them in a position where they're going to be tired and can't function? Like it shows the complete they didn't view them as human. They viewed them as like pets or animals or creatures or this or that. And it's just unbelievably, you see that in person and it's just unbelievably evil. And Sherman should have finished the job. No one else to say.
Yeah. And then now we have somebody who wants to take us back to slavery days in office. But here's a video that somebody posted on Twitter. And I guess they were very upset that the left is cheering that this plantation burned down. Name like what was it, Katerina Senora Gadita? You're on the wrong side. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say you're on the wrong side of this equation here. Okay, you are on the side of the people that hate your guts, and you're asking why we're celebrating that a place of hate and slavery burned to the ground and evil. Yeah, untold horrors happened on that plantation, on every plantation.
Well, so, you can tell the difference between people that want liberation and people that want the status quo. Like you look at so many throughout history where there's videos and pictures of people tearing down statues, right? Like when the Iraq Hussein died and they tore down the statue, right? And stuff like that. There's so many instances of that. And then of course, all the statues during George Floyd where they're tearing down the Confederate generals and shit. And that is liberation because those statues are an affront to history. They're an affront to justice and equality. So for those things to be torn down is a symbolic, it's an amazing moment. So for them to burn down, get the fucking marshmallows because now is the time to party. And people who are saying shit like that, like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Yeah, well, because you support that shit. Otherwise you'd be cheering it too.
Yep. Exactly. So, yeah. All right. So let's move on from the plantation burning down. Now we have going on to tornadoes. I was stationed in northern Texas when I was in the military, and we were in part of Tornado Alley, and I don't even know how many freaking tornado warnings we got. But apparently, these people were not notified. The reason they were not notified is because the overnight staff no longer exists. The people that monitored the storms throughout the night are no longer there. Why are they no longer there, you ask? Because DOGE cut them all. People are dying because of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. People, let me repeat that, people all over the world, but now Americans, are dying because of Donald Trump.
You can't have a pro-life movement with a lot of people dying. That's just what it comes down to.
Now they want to starve like millions of people to death with taking all their food stamps and everything away. We'll talk about that. They're big, beautiful
bills. There's also, with all these cuts, these budget cuts, that for the food that was supposed to be sent overseas and now is just like rotting in storehouses again. This goes to show that capitalism is the enemy here because
it is.
Elon Musk was supposed to be, and Trump's supposed to be these brilliant businessmen come in and make everything more efficient, make everything proper, make a profit, get everything in order. And here they have tons and tons of food that could go to you. Yeah, you right there.
Know, that's go funny to you say that.
And instead it's not. It's rotting.
Bro, I made a video about this earlier today. I made a video about this earlier today. Yeah, all the food that was supposed to go overseas from USAID is now sitting in a warehouse rotting.
Yeah, and it could go to us. Instead of sending it overseas, send it here.
Every bit of it is rotting.
Yep.
They would rather the food rot than feed human beings. You know, if you support this, please go fuck yourself. I'm sorry. I can't hold it anymore because the cruelty has gotten to be just so overwhelming to me. I don't know how people could take it. But if you're in a red state right now and I hope you got a lot of insurance for tornadoes and hurricane season because good luck getting money from FEMA. I'll show you a video I made of a few different clips of the aftermath of this tornado. And guess who is nowhere to be found in this scenario? FEMA. Nobody has even seen FEMA at any of these places. As the last time I checked, maybe they have now. I don't know, because Donald Trump hasn't even made a peep about this yet. He's too busy bitching about Joe Biden's auto pen and whatever else. But here's a video, which is devastating.
I'm glad you're okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it gets worse. This one's not even that bad.
Looks like a scene out of Bungie.
I think the last one has to just take the cake. Like, look at this shit.
Wow.
Yeah, don't expect any money from Donald Trump.
You're okay?
It's one fucking thing I never want to get tossed into is this tornado.
We have a lot, like,
Jesus, dude.
These people had no warning. None. Imagine waking up to a fucking tornado.
Oof.
I've been through a hurricane. That shit's no joke. But we knew that shit was coming days in advance.
Yeah,
Tornadoes pop up like that. They literally sometimes have minutes, if not seconds, of warning. And now they have none. Now they have none. And people are dying. People are dying. In red states. In red states.
I have,
and when hurricane season comes, good luck. Good luck.
Just gonna wake up in the fucking Moses flood. Yeah, I have family in red areas, and they were under tornado warnings for 3 days straight. Not like a notice, like an actual warning, like tornadoes were landing. And I remember when I was a kid, we did have a tornado land outside the farm a couple miles away. And again, we're a couple miles away, and it's still a disaster. I mean, it didn't look as bad as that, but there's trees falling down. There's shit everywhere. So, yeah, these are pretty serious fucking things. But you know what, Jeremy? Again, we can't have a pro-life movement without a few dead people.
I know, right? It seems to be the status quo for pro-life.
Jesus Christ.
Is a lot of death. But yeah, so I'm going to play a video. This is a great video that was made by Now This, and it's actually 3 minutes long. And I want to play this because it is hurricane season, or it's about to be. I think it hasn't started yet. I can't remember.
I think it's already started. It's basically year round at this point.
Right. So one of my favorite quotes Donald Trump has ever said is it was one of the wettest hurricanes we've ever seen in terms of water.
God, I forgot about that quote.
Yeah, and here's just a montage of different clips of him talking about hurricanes. It's the guy that wanted to nuke a hurricane. So what do we expect, right?
As we enter the hurricane season again, here we go, right? You ready?
We had a couple of hurricanes. You heard about it, right? You heard about it?
It's tremendously big and tremendously wet. Tremendous amounts of water. This is a tough hurricane. One of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water. And it was more in terms of water than anything we've ever had in the country.
I repressed so much of this shit. I can't believe it's happening again.
Like this.
I know.
It's the biggest water dump they've ever seen. There was never a water drought.
Water dump.
There's no question. Nobody's ever seen anything this long, and nobody's ever seen this much water. That was a rain-soaked hurricane. That was a lot of water. This was a small storm in an area they never thought. They said it grew into a monster. There was no edge to this big monster. It really began to form big. And now it's looking like it could be an absolute monster. This is going to be a big one. The winds are going to be so tremendous. This will be a lot of water, but this will be tremendous wind.
Yes, we know, Grandpa. We know there's a lot of water during a hurricane.
So I'm going to jump in really quick. The chat is popping off because of the reconciliation bill. I know we're going to get to that in a minute, but they're popping off here because they want us to shout out and just remind everybody, call your senators. Call them. It may feel hopeless, but do it. Call your representatives, call your senators. If they don't answer, leave a message. If they do answer, make sure that they understand your thoughts and tell them to vote no. We have to do this because this reconciliation bill, as you're going to get to later, is going to cut people off of Medicaid. It's a disaster. It's going to give a massive wealth transfer from the poor to the rich. So make those calls. I think they're going to put the number in the chat here, so I'm going to highlight that once it comes up. So just want to shout that out. Thank you to Pamela and Yvonne for your activism on doing that.
You guys are amazing.
Mhm.
Doing the work for us. I love it. I love it. Everybody's getting involved. It's amazing. So, all right. So, yeah, again, for Donald Trump's, if you live in, I don't know, Florida, South Carolina, Louisiana, Georgia, North Carolina, possibly Virginia, anywhere in that area, Alabama, Texas. Well, you guys are cooked. You guys may not even have any place to live after this year.
But here's the thing: is I think a lot of those Republicans in that area will want to vote no on it because they know their constituents are dependent on a lot of this money for these government programs. So they need a reason, and if they can say my constituents are calling, I mean, it's not the first time this has happened. Even under Trump 1, you know, they'd say again these town halls, right? They get the pressure and it changes them. So they say, I'm getting calls from these constituents. I have to vote no because this is what the people want. It's a small shot, but we have to do what we have to do.
We do. I'm afraid they're worried. They're more afraid of Trump than they are of their own constituents at this point.
Probably, but the one thing they're most concerned about is keeping their job. And so if they get enough people calling and saying, we're going to mount a challenge against you if you vote for this bill, that's going to sway their minds more than just about anything.
Yeah. I hate to say this, and I hate to be a downer, but the GOP and Republicans and Trump, all of them, they're acting like there's never going to be another election.
They are, yeah.
Because they know nobody likes this. They know nobody likes this. People have told them. I mean, millions of people are on the streets now saying that we don't like this. We want change now. Get out of our government. And they're continuing on with their plan. They're continuing on. They have not slowed down, as a matter of fact. They don't care, I don't think. And I don't think they give a shit anymore.
Yeah, I agree. And they are acting like
Democrats too, though.
Yeah, well, the Democrats are fucking pansies. I mean, they're the weakest little gonads out there. So that was another thing I was going to say earlier. I forgot about it. But we have to be the ones to lead right now. Because, again, you got Cory Booker voting for MAGA. We cannot count on these supposed leaders, people like Schumer, Jeffries, etc. We have to be the ones to move the needle. And that's going to involve people running for office. That's going to involve people. At the end of the day, we fought a war so that we could have elections in this country, and we are going to have elections in this country. And it's more important now than ever to make those connections so that we can defend our freedoms and the right to vote, because that may happen, and we have to be ready for that.
And also, please, any special elections, local elections, anything that comes up, you got to get involved. I did not realize how important local elections were until I got involved in all this, but down ballot is almost as important, if not more important, than the people at the top of the ballot.
Yes.
Because they're the ones that keep them in check. So, yeah. All right. Moving on from the hurricanes and, well, no hurricanes. Moving on from the tornadoes. This one kind of made me laugh. This is not a good thing, and this will hurt America, I think, more so than anything else that has happened yet from a financial standpoint, and that is that our credit rating has been downgraded for the first time in 108 years. And they say it's because of instability within the government over the last few years. Now,
instability? I can't believe it.
Well, let's see. Trump was in office, and then Biden took over, but then the GOP took control of the House and didn't get anything accomplished. And then Trump came in office again. They'll probably blame it on Biden and DEI again. I'm sure it's that. Or trans people.
If this is how crappy things are without DEI, we need DEI everywhere. We need DEI at schools, in the roads, in the airplanes, in my fucking home. We need DEI everywhere because apparently that was the only thing keeping this country going.
No shit. We can't even keep planes from running into each other on the runways without DEI.
Jesus, for real.
We need help, man. Somebody help us. Us white people don't know what the fuck we're doing, obviously.
Clearly. Fucking clearly.
All right, so let me play this video about the credit rating getting downgraded, and then I was nice enough to ask ChatGPT. Well, it was nice enough to tell me what exactly that means, because honestly, I didn't know. So, but once I read the response, I'm like, oh shit, this is bad.
Has downgraded it from the AAA rating it first gave back in 1919 to AA1. It was the last of the major agencies that still had the U.S. at the top level. It also changed its outlook for the U.S. economy from stable to negative. Moody's said successive U.S. administrations have failed to reverse the trend of large annual deficit. The decision was described as outrageous by a former economic advisor to Trump and could affect Donald Trump's plans to cut taxes.
All right.
And now the deficit will be complicit.
I think why I find this funny is because as soon as the guy who's filed bankruptcy 6 times gets back into the White House, our fucking credit goes back.
Stocks, credits, everything goes down.
Dude, it's so bad. Okay, so what does this mean?
I think that's why he has such an obsession with toilets and toilet pressures, because that's where he puts everything that he's ever touched. Just right down the fucking toilet.
Right down the toilet, including sensitive documents, allegedly. Yep. Okay, so what does it mean? Higher borrowing costs. One. So a lower credit rating signals increased risk to investors. U.S. government may offer higher interest rates on treasury bonds to attract buyers. However, this raises the national debt servicing costs, which can add hundreds of billions to the debt. Ripple effect of the economy. Number 2, as government borrowing becomes more expensive, it often raises interest rates across boards for mortgages, car loans, student loans, and credit cards. This can slow consumer spending and investment and weaken economic growth. Market volatility, like we need more of that.
Yeah, lovely.
Credit downgrades typically shake investor confidence. Duh. Damage to global confidence. This is a big one. The U.S. dollar and treasury bonds are global safe havens, but the downgrade erodes that trust in the U.S. government's fiscal stability. That means people aren't going to be looking to us for money anymore. They're going to be going elsewhere. China's stepping up too. China's sending shit to Gaza. China's the only one trying to help right now. I'm like, how did we become the bad guys in this situation? Okay, so impact on the U.S. states. Political consequences. Becomes political ammunition in political debates over government spending, debt ceilings, and fiscal responsibility. And then it goes on to talk about impact on state and institutions and all that. But it's a negative effect overall. It's going to affect every American.
Touches like every corner of the economy, basically.
Right. So the tariffs are making the car prices more expensive, and now our shitty credit is going to make the loan interest rates more expensive for the car that is now more expensive.
Yep.
All thanks to Donald Trump.
And it's already going to be more expensive because of the cost of all the parts and the tariffs.
Yeah.
Now also the interest is going to go up. Fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic.
I know, right? So that's crazy, but that's happening. I don't know when they reevaluate. Like, I don't know how this shit works. I don't. This is all new to me, man. But I just see this stuff happening. I just had to laugh because, guy files bankruptcy, shitty credit, kind of makes sense. So
hand in hand,
he's just going to bankrupt the United States. That's all he's going to do. We're going to be bankrupt before the end of his next term.
Yeah. To shout out kind of what the chat is talking about is, for me, this reconciliation bill is, it's not for me. It actually is. It's a transfer of wealth and tax cuts, and also with the cutting of social services for Americans, taking the transfer of wealth from the poor back to the rich. And it is incredibly important that we stop it.
Yep. Since we're talking about it, we have to go to the reconciliation bill, the big, beautiful bill. This is what Donald Trump had to say about Americans losing their food and medical insurance. He said, "Congratulations, Republican, make America great again." That's what he said. That's what he said. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene's response to the big beautiful bill. Complete bullshit. The one big beautiful bill is the largest tax cut in American history. Yeah, for rich people. Permanent tax cuts, bigger paychecks for rich people. Americans making 30 to 80 grand a year will see their tax bills drop by 15%. That's a lie. It's actually going to go up by 21%. We must get this bill passed and put Americans first. I'm sorry, putting Americans first? I thought we were putting South Africans and cartel bosses first, or, Saudi Arabia and Qatar first. Oh, I heard something about that whole thing. This is made me chuckle.
Let's see it's going where I think it's going.
Asked Qatar about this plane in January, and now they're trying to play it off like Qatar was offering it to him out of nowhere. No, Donald Trump wanted the plane.
It gets better. The plane, they've apparently been trying to sell it for like 4 or 5 years now. It's one of those shitty white elephant gifts you give at Christmas
It's because
parties,
it's so gaudy, dude. It's covered in gold.
It's ugly.
It's
fucking
horrifying.
ugly.
No,
I would take it for free. I wouldn't pay for it. It's fucking ugly.
I know.
Though.
I'll take it for free, but I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna put some new furniture or something. I can't handle all that gold. I can't
just hang a Karl Marx picture on that staircase, dude.
Oh man, but yeah. So here, I just want you guys to see that this is the GOP. I believe it's the Budget Committee. This is them affirming their vote to gut our Medicaid and our food stamps. This is I don't understand how they can sleep at night. Honestly,
are there any members who have not voted or wish to change their vote? If not, the clerk will report.
Mr. Chair, on the vote, there were 21 ayes and 16 noes.
The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. The committee will now vote to favorably report the One Big Beautiful Bill Act to the House.
Report the One Big Beautiful Bill to the House.
I can't believe that.
How much of a cuck do you have to be to make that a sentence you actually say? My
Tell
God.
me about it, man. Tell me about
Going
it.
full
It's so
Bugs
pathetic.
Bunny on the House floor.
Right.
That's all, folks. What the fuck?
I know. It's so funny. But you know, the crazy part is it failed the first time. The reason it failed is because the Republicans that voted against it wanted more cuts.
Yeah.
They didn't. That's why I'm kind of losing faith in this part of the like just the whole Democrats and Republicans thing is that I've lost faith in the Republicans because of this moment right here, because they wanted more cuts, not less. They didn't want to say, oh my God, you guys are hurting Americans. We can't do this. They're like, fuck America. Fuck these people. We want more money. Take it all. You know what I'm saying? It is like, oh my God. That was the moment I think I realized that they do not care about America. Nope. They hate America. They hate what we stand for. They hate what we're trying to be.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They hate everything about us.
Now you are sounding like me.
They do, man. It's so bad.
I love it.
All right, so let's see what KK Caroline, Donald Trump's chief propagandist, has to say about this. And they're trying to justify the cuts to Medicaid, and you will not believe what they blame it on. Actually, you will believe it because they blame it on trans people.
Oh, of course.
Somehow they managed to tie it in.
Medicaid will no longer be used to pay for barbaric gender mutilation procedures on minor children. And the 1.4 million illegal aliens who are currently improperly receiving Medicaid benefits will be kicked off the program to preserve it for hardworking American citizens who need it. President Trump and Republicans are protecting Medicaid benefits for pregnant women, children, disabled individuals, low-income seniors and families, and the most vulnerable Americans in our society.
No, they're not. You know what she's doing? You know what they're doing? I can tell you exactly what they're doing. They're going to cut it, and they're going to blame it on immigrants, and they're going to blame it on trans people. That's what they're doing.
And she's blaming it on poor people when she's wearing a suit that costs more than those folks make in a year. It's pathetic and it's disgusting. And again, if the Democrats were a real opposition party, they would be on TV every single fucking moment of every waking hour talking about this. And guess what? They would also be shutting down business as usual in the House, in the Senate. They would not be allowing this bill to get past committee. But as we saw with people like performative Cory Booker, they're not actually in it for the fight. They're in it for their own paycheck and their own careers. And now with fucking Nazi-loving Newsom, we see that these people also are just as valueless as MAGA. They're just in it for their own ambitions to be president.
Oh, I guess I should have added to the second half of my statement earlier. The reason they're blaming it on undocumented migrants and trans people, one, trans kids are not getting surgeries. That's not a thing. That does not happen. That is not a thing. Get it out of your heads, okay? There are no children having gender alteration surgeries, okay? Two, undocumented migrants can't get fucking Medicaid. They can't get fucking food stamps. It's not how it works. You have to have identification. I mean, you have to be at least a legal resident. You know what I'm saying? You can't just walk into the welfare office and be like, hello, I'm here from Mexico. I would like food and rent assistance, please. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like they act like these people just cross the border and go immediately to the welfare office and get government assistance. Give me a break. While they're simultaneously giving food, shelter, transportation from South Africa to white people who are pissed because they no longer are able to oppress black people.
And who are by and large quite well off.
That's
you
what
could
I'm
say
saying,
they are quite well off.
It's so pathetic. I'm sick of it. And I'm about to crash out.
Well, a city's budget, or excuse me, not a city's budget, a country's budget shows the priorities, and this shows the priorities of the Republican crime party. And again, we need to make it an issue. We cannot count on the Democrats to do it. We are going to have to do the self-organizing ourselves, and we're going to have to run the candidates that will actually believe in this kind of shit and fight for it. Because I'm tired of, like, out here in LA, blue city, blue state, blue county, blue elected officials, and they're putting $1 billion into the historically crime-ridden LAPD, a violent, racist, unaccountable gang of thugs.
Yep.
47% of Mayor Karen Bass's budget goes to pay for them. Meanwhile, we're cutting animal shelters where we have to put down animals because we can't afford them. The state should not be putting down animals. It should be putting down other people, but not animals. And I think we know who I'm talking about.
Dude, LA cops make like $100,000 a year, don't they? Like coming out academy. I think I saw a video on this the other day. They make like 100 G's a year after 6 months of training.
Yep.
Like I think cops should have a college education or at least something that has to do with the law, like not 6 months of training on every law they have to enforce. You know what I'm saying? They get a housing fund. They get subsidized for that. And that's not even including the overtime that they bilk the taxpayers for, that they fraudulently put on their time cards. They frequently bilk us, and they get like there was one person I think got $300,000 in a year, if I remember right, for overtime that they didn't actually work. They just punched in and left. What? That's crazy.
And there's no accountability.
Of course not. And they want to make cops immune from being prosecuted under any law.
Yeah, they just want a Gestapo. That's what they want, a completely unaccountable Gestapo.
I mean, what do we expect? They gave Ashley Babbitt's family $5 million of our money. That's taxpayer money. So, yeah, that happened too.
So enjoy that pothole in your street because Ashley Babbitt's not paying for it.
Right. A woman who stormed the Capitol was told not to go any further, went further, got shot in the Capitol building again. You know what I mean? And now their family's rich. This is almost as bad as the racist lady who got like $1 million.
I still can't believe that happened. Like,
I know. I
unbelievable.
I hate
find
that we
out
live
who
in
those
society.
people are that donated to her, and they need to be excommunicated from society for life. We need to.
I agree.
Same way with these ICE people.
I was going to say along with ICE.
We need to get their pictures, and we need to know who these people are. Don't serve them drinks. Don't serve them food. Have themselves pull themselves up by their own fucking bootstraps, since that's what they're always talking about.
Right. Yeah, let them see how they like it. So, all right, we got about 12 minutes left, so I do want to talk about Joe Biden's cancer diagnosis and how the right wing is. If you have any morals at all, and I'm going to show you these next posts and the video of Donald Trump responding, if you have any morals, you're going to be disgusted by it. If you're not disgusted by this, you're a piece of human garbage, because this is disgusting, okay? Donald Trump destroyed America. Joe Biden put it back together in 4 years. Had facts. This is facts. One of the most successful 4-year terms in presidential history.
Legislation, too, yeah. Yep.
Right. And now they are attacking they're saying now a day, like hours after they found out he had cancer, they're attacking his mental acuity. Are you kidding me? And we're talking about Donald Trump, the guy who thinks that stealth jets are literally invisible and that wind turbines cause cancer. You know what I'm saying? But that guy's okay.
Whales are just flying into the turbines.
Right. The guy's taking bribes and making deals with our enemies and lying about making deals with our allies. And we're not talking about him. And Joe Biden's not in office. I don't give a fuck about Joe Biden's mental acuity anymore. I don't fucking care. He did a good job. I don't care if his brains were scrambled because he had qualified individuals all around him. Donald Trump is a fucking idiot who has a clown car of imbeciles surrounding him running the show. So I don't want to fucking hear about Joe Biden's mental fitness anymore. The guy is dying. He's literally dying, and you guys want to still fucking attack him, you pieces of shit. I'm a lot more heated than I thought I was going to be tonight.
That's the most heated I think I've ever seen you be. I love it. We have to be. We have to bring this kind of energy. Otherwise, we're just
all the things that happened these last couple of days. I'm just over it. I'm over it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be nice to people on the left either. If I feel like they're not down for the cause, I'm calling them out.
Yeah.
I'm calling them out. We don't have time. We don't have time. But I want to show you a video of why Joe Biden was a true legend. I mean, let's forget the fact that he served this country for 50 years. You know what I mean? Let's put that aside. He was an empathetic and compassionate person. And here's a video of him hugging a young child with Down syndrome.
Yeah, I saw this one.
Who was crying. Right. Donald Trump doesn't even like having disabled people in the same room because it makes him uncomfortable.
Yep.
Who are the parents?
Yeah.
I'm white. I'm Chris Hickson's wife.
God love
I wanted to. This is Chris's
I'm
son.
his son.
Well, how are you? Good. Thank you for hugging me. You okay? You okay? You'll be okay. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. I promise. Okay, I promise.
And you guys want to attack that man. Fuck all of you.
Touching.
Right. So this is what the GOP is posting. This is Donald Trump Jr., president's son. Crackhead, but president's son. This is what he posted. This is his pinned comment. What I want to know is how Joe Biden missed stage 5 metastatic cancer, or is this yet another cover up? Yes.
She's not even a doctor of medicine. It's a PhD. Oh my God, this guy is so stupid.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Are you gonna get heated again? Let's go.
It's so aggravating. It's so aggravating. All right, so there's more. More right-wing creators have jumped on the bandwagon. One of them is an actual Russian asset or Russian paid propaganda spreader, Betty Johnson. He posts, "This is the most dangerous cover-up in the history of the presidency. Last summer, White House physician Dr. Kevin O'Connor swore to the American people that Joe Biden was completely fit for the presidency. No issues, nothing to see." So now they're saying because a year later he has cancer, all of us, that's a conspiracy. Now it's like, can you guys live in reality? Can you guys be human for 5 seconds without being just complete horrible human beings?
I don't think
you are the worst.
I don't think they can.
Worst.
Yeah, I want to jump on this one because there's so many elements to this story. The whole prostate cancer thing. The way you find out if you have prostate cancer is not a fun procedure. It is not a fun procedure. So naturally, a lot of men don't want to go through with it, or just simply don't go through with it, and that's why
I've been avoiding it.
Yeah. Well, reason not to, I think, in this story.
Yeah.
But they have to go up through, right up through there, and they have to drill through into your prostate. Well, I don't know if they drill or cut or scrape or whatever, but they have to somehow get through your colon into your prostate, take a biopsy, take the results. Yeah. I have several family members dealing with this issue right now. It is not a fun procedure, and it can go undetected for a very long time. So it would not be surprising that this came up last minute. Biden obviously we saw plenty of other health issues with his debate performance. So the cancer is really kind of a non-issue.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Oh, go ahead. Good.
I'm gonna rant. So just bear with me for a second here. So,
please,
because there's so much to it, and then with the media pulling this story, with everything else that's happening, right? With the tariffs, with Trump accepting bribes, with Elon Musk being on fucking ketamine, and this is what they go with as their story. With Elon Musk potentially, may or may not have a detachable penis, never has actually had sex, and he has to impregnate all these women through IVF because he's unable to orgasm around actual women. These are not stories you want to cover, but Biden having prostate cancer, which he announces on his own terms, is problematic. I think that's horse shit. And you can see, like you saw in that clip, there are so many moments of Biden throughout his presidency, and especially with everything that they did to Hunter. And I remember that debate in 2020 where Trump was hounding him about Hunter, and Biden just takes a beat and he's like, "I love my son very much." Yeah. That's a moment that a lot of fathers don't do. And I think a lot of men don't experience that from their fathers. They don't experience that kind of
true.
love. I know that I personally haven't. My father and I have been estranged. He was not a good parent, but a lot of guys don't get that. And so for Biden to have that on a debate stage in front of the world, and again, you can see this is part of his character. He did that with his kid. He's obviously a very, caring human being. Right. And you're right. He was one of the most successful presidents. Obviously, the economy was not perfect. You can't fix it in 4 years. And now look where we are with what we got, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's just very tough at the same time. Same thing I'm struggling with Obama. I love Obama as a person. I think he's a very admirable person, what he's been through, his achievements. But then you try to square it with their foreign policy. Like you look at Obama's drone bombing policy. And then again, Biden's horrible policy on Gaza. Yeah. It's very difficult. I don't think we should give him shit for this, right? This is his, maybe not cheered on and wish ill on him. I don't think that benefits anything. Mm-hmm. But it's very difficult to find the sympathy for his situation after what he did in Gaza. Because you look at FDR, amazing president, accomplished so much, and he was an outright racist. He just was. That is a simple fact, right? He wouldn't have black folks in the same room with him. He refused to have, was it Jackie Robinson, I think, to the White House, but still accomplished so much. And same with Biden, who straight up was just racist against Palestinians. That's just what he is. Yeah. And it's very difficult when you see someone with all of that and then go through this. It's like, how do you kind of grapple with that? You're right. I'm not there. I'm just ranting, but it's, you wish that things were different, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with that, but I'm leaving it there.
No, I agree. 100%. But it's funny you mentioned the means of getting a prostate exam.
Not fun.
Betty Johnson, who we just saw the tweet from, has Dr. Drew. I don't trust doctors when they use their first name. I'm sorry. Oh. If I came into your room and was like, "Hi, I'm Dr. Jeremy," you'd be like, "Get, I'm out of here." You know what I mean? You'd be like, "I'm fucking out of here, bro. This guy's a wacko."
It's like you smell alcohol in the pilot's breath. It's like, I need a new plane. I need a new plane.
Right.
God, so Dr. Drew is such a quack now, though. I used to live and listen to him on Loveline. God, he's such a weirdo.
I know. He's like, that's how I remember him. Yeah, Loveline. That with Adam Carolla. Was that the one?
Yes.
Yes, I remember that show. I remember that was some weird shit. But here he's trying to say that he thinks it's fake because they normally don't go up your ass to find out if you have prostate cancer. What? It's like the only way you find out, isn't it? I mean, I'm not a doctor, but
I'm sorry. I was reading in the chat.
Oh, no, you're good. Here, I'll play the video. Watch this.
Is this possible to develop Mets to the bone, Gleason score 9 prostate cancer in about 100 days?
Right. So first of all, thank you. It was a privilege to be here. Big fan of this show. And when your people came after me, I was like, well, of course, I'd be happy to be here, especially in the face of people trying to make sense of this nonsense again, being distorted, being lied to, being manipulated. I woke up this morning thinking to myself, the press should wake up this morning and think to themselves, we got played. We got played for 4 years. And this is absolute categorical evidence of exactly that. The physician you just had on prior to me, I agree with everything he said. It's exactly right. Look, I've been treating prostate cancer for 40 years. I'm on the board of the Prostate Cancer Foundation. I am a prostate cancer patient. I know this illness very well. And as soon as they said, we felt a nodule, already my spidey sense went up. Because guess what? We don't really even do the digital rectal exam very much anymore. But
yeah. This is the guy that said COVID wasn't a big deal. So goes to show what his credentials are.
Right. And here's my thing. Okay, so what if Joe Biden had cancer while he was president and didn't tell anybody? That means that instead of getting treatment for cancer, he was more worried about running the country. So what's your argument? What is your argument? Completely falls flat. Okay, so maybe Joe Biden lied, and maybe he had cancer 2 years ago. So he let the cancer grow into his bones and turn into stage 4 or 5. I didn't know if there was a 5 cancer, terminal cancer, to try and save America. I'm sorry, but that to me sounds like a hero, not a liar.
Yeah. And it's also hard to square this with the whole person, man, woman, camera, TV guy, the guy who drew a hurricane on a Sharpie and said, that'll do it. It's not going to hit Florida. It's not going to happen. Like, again, it shows the complete disparity in treatment from the media. It's the corporate media is the enemy. They just are. They will make this a big deal, and yet all of Trump's. We still never got the fucking health report from Trump's assassination attempt. We still don't know what happened with that.
Wasn't one.
So and then that just never became an issue. The corporate media will make this right. The corporate media will make this a thing, but not that. It's a disgrace.
Right, and they won't question the fact that Donald Trump is healthy as a collegiate athlete, according to his doctor.
And he's 6'1" and 200 or whatever it was.
Right, and he benches like 800 pounds and like has abs of steel. He has like a 38 pack because he has to have more of a pack than anybody else.
You have someone that sounds like this taking care of it. Goes without saying that he's gonna also get a finger up my ass. It's just gonna happen.
RFK Jr. is the type.
Don't ask me for health advice, whatever you do. But if you do, make sure you swim in shit. It's the best thing you could ever do.
I picture RFK Jr.'s doctor walking in and be like, buddy, can you pull your pants up? We're here we're not here for that.
I just picture him being like Ron Swanson in the Home Depot, where he's like, hey, sir, can we help you? I know more than you. Just walks on. And they're like, RFK, you're here for some kind of pain.
I know more than you. I'm fine.
Just like that's it. Ends the appointment.
All right. So last clip of the day
right.
And last post of the day, it had to be for Donald Trump. Had to save the best for last. So while Trump is mad, I think, because the attention is now on Joe Biden and people feel sympathy for Joe Biden, and they're good. This is going to backfire. Them attacking Joe Biden while he's dying is not a good strategy. It's going to make him look like complete shitbags. But so he's panicking, and I think he's just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. So now he's going to investigate Oprah, Bono, Bruce Springsteen, and I forget who else. There's somebody else. Oh, Beyonce. Okay, so how much did Kamala Harris pay Bruce Springsteen for his poor performance during her campaign for president? Why did he accept that money if he was such a fan of hers?
Oh my God,
isn't that a major illegal campaign? How is her campaign giving them money a campaign contribution?
The caps are going to make my eyes bleed.
I know it's so
that
bad.
is not a normal way to type, everybody. That is not.
No, what about Beyonce and how much went to Oprah and Bono? I'm going to call for a major investigation into this matter. Give me a break, bro.
What? Just a pathetic human. Jesus
My head
Christ.
hurts. I actually have a headache now.
I know. Just reading that was like being assaulted with a dictionary.
It was all caps.
In caps.
Who does all caps rants? Donald Trump.
Someone
Donald
who
Trump
is fucked up in the head.
Severely. Okay, so the video I want to play, this is Donald Trump's reaction. Finally, he gives a reaction. Like his post about on True Social was actually the most human reaction I've ever seen out of Donald Trump, which makes me believe that
Someone
he
else
didn't
wrote
write
it.
it.
Yeah,
Somebody
exactly.
else wrote it. They're like, give me the phone. No.
Yeah.
We love you, and we are sorry.
Stephen Miller, the vampire aborted fetus that lived, probably wrote it.
I just picture him as a vampire, like Count Chocula.
Oh, he's so creepy.
All right, but here he's lying about. He says that Biden has stage 9 cancer, which is not a thing, which is not even a thing. And then they start attacking Joe Biden's pardons and his auto pen and his mental acuity. Like, this is really what they're going to go on. This is the hill they're going to die on. I say go for it.
Given to everybody, but it's given just about. And it takes a long time to get to that situation. Now, I think, to get to a stage 9, I think that if you take a look, it's the same doctor that said that Joe was cognitively fine. There was nothing wrong with him. No, he said, if it's the same doctor, he said there was nothing wrong there. And that's being proven to be a sad situation.
The sheriff in the background.
And the auto pen is becoming a very big deal. The auto pen.
Yeah, the background almost looks like he smells it.
Like that maybe was the
Yeah,
person who operated the auto pen. But when they say that was not good, they also, you have to look and you have to say that the test was not so good either. In other words, there are things going on that the public wasn't informed, and I think somebody's going to have to speak to his doctor, if it's the same, or even if it's 2 separate doctors. Why wasn't the cognitive ability. Why wasn't that discussed?
Couldn't even pronounce it.
And I think the doctor said he's just fine, and it's starting.
It was all like,
all right.
why wasn't the cognitivity? Why was it not done right?
No,
Why was
he's
he not
talking
there?
about being cognitively impaired while giving a complete word salad explanation. I know, yeah, Grandpa, the brains are scrambled. We are so screwed. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're not cooked. I'm just kidding. I'm just pissed. I'm pissed because I'm tired of people fucking around, man. This is important, and we need to fight with everything that we have in order to save what we have left before they tear it all apart. But that's it for today, guys. That's all we had. I hope you guys had fun watching me curse my brains out.
So you get heated.
The top of my head turned red. Yeah,
I love it.
we really appreciate it. So big news. I think I already told you guys this. Well, I committed to it yesterday, actually. I'm going to Washington, D.C. again on June the 6th for a supposed to be a massive rally, hopefully tens of thousands of people there. The gentleman that we had on our show yesterday, Carlos, is helping organize the event. We did not know that. So he gave us an invite. He also said that we could interview him in person, and hopefully we'll get a good spot to just live stream the whole thing and meet some high profile people. Midas Touch is supposed to be there as well to do broadcasts. So who knows what could happen, but I have to get there again. So we are fundraising once again. We only have 3 weeks to do it. Go to the link tree in the description of this video, or go to our channel page. The link tree's there as well. It's the first link on the top of the link tree. I set up a GoFundMe just for the trip. And so I'm not focused on the one for equipment. We have like 2 different fundraisers going right now. So if you guys are able to donate, we would love and appreciate your help. If you guys know anybody, companies or anything like that would be willing to sponsor us, that would be something we would look into as well, depending on the company, obviously. But yeah, we got a lot planned, and I also committed yesterday to going to Atlantic City for another rally on the 14th. So in the next month, I'm
June
going
14th?
to, yeah. So in the next month, I will be going to Washington, D.C. and New Jersey in Atlantic City. So I need your guys' help. I need it. I need it bad. And I want to live stream the whole thing. I want to do interviews. I want to do everything I possibly can to bring it all to you. I want you guys to see that we are boots on the ground. We are out in the streets. We're sacrificing our own freedom. I hope you guys realize that. Well, every time we go to a protest, there is a chance that we get locked up and disappeared under this administration. Like, we could legitimately just get taken off the streets and put into a camp somewhere.
Yep.
It's not a joke. So we are willing to sacrifice our freedom in order to try and, get out in the streets. So you don't have to, because we don't want everybody out there. You know what I mean? In certain situations, it's probably best some people just stay home. But, we're willing to do it. We're willing to broadcast it to you as well. Like Kendrick Lamar said, the revolution will be televised, and we will be the ones to televise it. So we love you all. Thank you for another great show. Thank you for all the support. It's been really good. Don't forget, tomorrow at 9:00, we have trans activist coming on the show, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We met her at the last rally we were in New York City, and she's amazing. She does a lot of work on TikTok, does a lot of lives where she allows people to come in and ask questions. And she's brutally honest, and she's very open about it. So we're going to get a little bit of her story. We're going to talk about a lot of what's going on with the attacks of the Trump administration on the LGBTQ, especially the trans community. So hope to see you guys tomorrow at 9:00.
Yep.
Other than that, have a good rest of your night. We love you all. And like always,